Oh, hello there. Yes, well, we're hurtling through the week, and I do love a damn good bit of hurtling. Yeah, the more you say that word, the funnier it becomes. It's wonderful. Anyway, yes, one would hope that one of the kind of things that might lead to a bit of fallout from the Lawrence Fox shenanigans on Monday would be that various right-wing grifters would think twice about posting, well, very nasty racist stuff. Don't know if it's going to happen necessarily though, because certain people just feel that they can just post any old tosh because, after all, they're journalists, and I'm going to give you a choice exhibit today, which is David Atherton, who's been knocking around for quite a long period of time, one way or another. He started off with Breitbart and now appears to be attached to the European Conservative, but he's distinctly a journalist because he's definitely somebody that really checks their facts about everything and would never ever tell you porkies to make a political point. Oh no, not David, not journalist David. Journalist him. So it was quite amusing yesterday to see that he had to issue a very grovelling apology to UN Refugees UK when he was suggesting they were good friends to Hamas. And they weren't, because they weren't UNRWA. He got the two mixed up. Easy to do if you think about it. They got the words U and N, the letters, okay, in them. I guess that. But if you're a journalist, it's an easy thing to make. It's just that, David does seem to spend a lot of his time doing things like this. Yeah? I remember him a very long time ago during the whole 30p Lee and cheap meals, when he spent weeks insisting that he and his partner, I believe, existed every week on a total shop of effectively about 36 quid, okay? And basically he had receipts to prove this, okay? So he posted up these receipts, and it was basically that he was going to, the food for two of them for a week was I think a loaf of bread, some jacket potatoes, some tomatoes and some bacon, okay? Which is perfectly fine, because any nutritionist will tell you that that's enough calories for at least 2 days. So obviously you can live for a week off that. Anyway, David does seem to do very well on this very limited food supply. And then people started pointing out, number one, that it was patently tosh, and number two was that he'd actually posted up the other stuff on the receipts that he'd got, which seemed to show that he was supplementing his calorific intake with quite a lot of alcohol. And he does do things like this. I mean, just very recently, I'm going to quote this in full because it's just wonderful. An ex-army veteran has written to me. He was hoping to get a job with MI6, but his problem is that he's white. Hi Dave, I'm an ex-army Afghanistan veteran. I was looking at applying for MI6. I was turned down without even a photo call. Apparently they're only now hiring people of non-white backgrounds. Oh, it seems ridiculous to me. It seems as if your white English nowadays are the last in line for every opportunity out there. I would like to remain anonymous, please, if you do anything with this picture. Right, and the picture, right, is of an MI6 job that the guy, Afghan veteran, right, okay, sort of grizzled, kind of ex-army type, yeah, like that, yeah, right, okay, obviously. And if you read the blurb that David has put up from the definitely person that definitely exists because David's a journalist, you find this. Okay, for the 2023-2024 academic year, if you're in your final or penultimate year of university, which obviously the veteran is, because when he's come out of the army, I'm guessing it's him, but let's assume, after all, we live in a sexist world where we assume that soldiers are blokes. Let's go there. Hey, I'm a boomer, I'm allowed to do that. I'm allowed to be that sexist. Anyway, leaving that aside, right, okay? So, he's at university, right? But he can't apply for a job at MI6 for this reason, right? And from a black, Asian or ethnic minority background, and from a socially or economically disadvantaged background, the internship will help you discover if a career intelligence is right for you. So obviously, ex-grizzled soldier, Afghan vet, etc., probably called Dave, let's face it, they always are, right? Yeah, can't apply for this particular internship, which is an internship. It's not really quite a job, but it's an internship. Don't facts, I know, muddled. Yeah, anyway, he can't apply for that because he's white. So he can't apply for this. And obviously there are no other jobs at MI6 that an ex-grizzled veteran can apply for. I'm sure that's true. I'm sure that Dave the veteran has definitely written to Dave the journalist, because he's a journalist and he does that kind of thing. Yeah. Yes, and this is one of the problems that I have with this guy, because he crops up all over my Twitter feed, because unfortunately I do follow a lot of sensible centrists, and yes, he's often invited onto their shows. The people that follow him are all the people I love on Twitter. Yes. Anyway, here he is in all his finery, because you can see he's got a very restricted diet, what with all of that wine, basically. Anyway, yeah, David, I don't know. It's just strange. If you actually sort of like dip your toe in the water, you realise that he actually spends almost all day long finding out stories from around the world. He goes hunting for them about brown people that do things sexually wrong. Now, I think that says a lot more about David than it does about anything else. And as, you know, Lawrence Fox might say, sue me. Yeah. Intriguing, isn't he? Intriguing. It's absolutely astounding that somebody can just do this all day long and suggest that people honestly write to him with stories about their Muslim neighbours who are definitely doing appalling things that are definitely against the law, but the police won't do anything about it because they're politically biased. Yes, journalist. It's been on loads of journalistic shows. You just have to do a search and you can find no trace of him whatsoever. As far as I can make out, he's been on GB News once. Regular contributor. Yeah, David, there is a word for people like you, mate. Okay? Yeah, actually I can think of at least 3. Anyway, do have a lovely rest of the day. Oh God, is it February? Yeah, it would be kind of nice if it kind of was, because I kind of need a week off. I really do. This year has slaughtered me, and it's only just begun. But anyway, do have a lovely day if you can, whilst you can. Oh yeah.